Today on Bernadette TV, are you subconsciously pushing clients away? Hello and welcome to Bernadette TV, online TV to help you be the best you can be in your business and your life. And today I have a question for you. Are you subconsciously pushing clients away? No, Bernadette, I hear you reply. Of course I'm not pushing clients away. I want more clients. Well, you may want them consciously, but one thing that I've noticed in working with clients for almost 20 years to help them get more business is that sometimes we can have inner game patterns running, which means we're actually keeping potential clients at bay. So let me talk about some of the things that I've noticed and you can see if any of them relate to you. So the first one is you're starting to feel overwhelmed with the clients that you've already got. Now, I've worked with many people over the years, and when this starts to happen, it's almost as though they're putting up an invisible closed for business sign. I remember one client who just associated getting another client with more work, and she just couldn't handle the idea of more work. She already felt that she was starting to get burned out, so naturally, she wasn't being magnetically attractive to new clients. So if you can relate to this, one of the things that you need to do ASAP is to start to streamline and automate some of the work that you're already doing with clients. Maybe you can leverage, so you're working with less time, or maybe you need to hire an assistant so you can offload some of the work to them. But that's one of the first things you can do if you can relate to this. The second pattern I've noticed is where you don't trust yourself to have the clients, and this particularly kicks in the area of money, I've recognized. And one of the fastest things that you can do is get a really firm and strong foundation in place, particularly financial foundation. So this sounds crazy, but I've had clients to say, Bernadette, I'm not sure that I want all that extra business because I don't know what I would do with that bigger tax bill. Or, Bernadette, I don't know if I trust myself to be making that extra money in my business because I've already got debts and problems with the money I do have. So actually there's a part of me that just wants to keep that potential business at bay. If you can relate, the first thing you need to do is get a strong financial foundation in place. It's imperative that you're tracking your income and your expenses in your business and your life. And when you can take a closer look and you know where your money's going, you're going to feel so much confident about taking on those new clients. You want to bring any tax affairs or anything like that up to date, because if they're not, it is a barrier that will keep clients away. Now, the third pattern is where you basically don't think you've got room for another client, whether that's physical room in your physical space or whether it's time room, whether you don't feel you've got time in your calendar to handle another client or another big piece of business. Now, if this is the case, one of the best things you can do is clear up and clear out. And I really like to do this exercise on a regular basis where I delete old client files, or I will delete paperwork that relates to old projects and just really create that physical space. I remember hearing a story of an accountant years ago who basically had tons and tons of client paperwork in her physical surroundings, and she literally could not take on another client because she just associated another client with more paperwork. So the step for her was to get that cleaned up, and as soon as she cleaned up the space in her environment, she was then able to start attracting clients again. So you want to clear up and clean out. And the fourth area where I've seen people subconsciously pushing clients away is around a fear of being visible. So I meet many people who on the surface tell me they want more clients, but at the same time are terrified of stepping up and out in the marketplace and being more visible and risking criticism or being judged. So if you can relate to this one, here's what I want to say to you. Your clients will mirror you. You can't expect your clients to show up until you show up. So if you're serious about attracting more clients, you really have to have a do whatever it takes attitude and absolutely feel the fear of being more visible and do it anyway. I can tell you firsthand that as you become more visible in the marketplace, yes, you will attract criticism, I won't lie to you, but it actually gets easier to handle the criticism. And these days, my attitude when I get criticized is actually celebrate, because I go, great, that means I'm stepping up again if I'm attracting a new level of criticism. So I hope this has helped you to identify some of the places where you may have been pushing clients away. And I always think about it as it's a bit like the taxi sign for hire. that, you know, if you're a taxi and you are clear and ready and available for clients, you have a sign on. But if the sign's off, you're actually saying, I'm not ready to take a new client on. And as you incorporate the tips that I've shared with you in this week's video, you're going to find that that sign that you're ready for new clients is fully on and blazing. So that's it for this week's episode of Bernadette TV, and I would love to hear what are your thoughts on this. What have I just said that's really struck a chord with you? Where do you recognise the patterns that you've maybe been running, which is pushing clients away, and what action will you commit to this week to start making yourself more receptive to receive more clients? I'd love to hear more from you, so come on over to my blog, bernadettedoyle.com, and we can continue the conversation there. That's it from me, and I look forward to seeing you on the next episode of Bernadette TV.